Hello my fellow explorers, welcome back to our very own space, that is Deepta Explore. So what are we going to explore today together? Today in this video I am going to read and review all my tinted sunscreens. So without any further delay, let's dive into this video. Okay, due to lighting, my right eyebrow may be looking as if I've overdone it, but no, it's just the lighting. This side has more lighting, so my eyebrow is looking lighter. Okay, let's start. To be honest, I have thought about making this video for a very long time, and I always envision that I will start this video with my most favorite tinted sunscreen, that is from Diethylamino, until I met her. So this is the Venusia Sun Tint. This is from Dr. Reddy's, and to be honest, I was unaware of this brand, and I was actually searching for good tinted sunscreen over Amazon, and then I met her. So let's talk about it, because this is my one of most favorite tinted sunscreens. Let's talk about things that I liked about this sunscreen first. The first, the high SPF. It comes with SPF 115, which is insane. Second thing that I liked about this sunscreen is the sun filters. It's actually a hybrid sunscreen, means you will get both chemical and the physical sun filters. As physical barrier, you are going to get zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. To be honest, these days I'm gravitating towards the sunscreen which have zinc oxide as their sun filters, because that is the most stable sun filters available in market. Now the third thing that I liked about this sunscreen, that it's water and sweat resistant. Now for someone like me who sweats a lot, this is a great option. Hi, যখনই কথা বলছি তখনই একটা করে বাইক যাচ্ছে, এটা কি হচ্ছে আমার সাথে? Now this sunscreen also has skincare benefit. It comes with IBR TCAC 1.5%, which is a carotenoid. So yeah, it's a great ingredient to have in your sunscreen. Now talking about the texture, coverage and blendability, it has a moussey velvety texture, and it's going to glide on your skin very smoothly. It has a decent coverage, just enough for daily use. I have lots of acne marks, so you can see in the try on that it has covered them pretty well, considering it's just a tinted sunscreen. Initially it may feel that it's giving you a slight white cast, but if you wait for around 15 minutes, it will subside. I love the blendability, to be very honest, because I always apply a generous amount of sunscreen, because I always want to layer. My skin is very sensitive to sunlight, so I always apply a good layer of sunscreen. So usually when the texture is moussey and velvety, sometimes it gets a little difficult to layer the sunscreen well. This is something I had experienced in past with sunscreens like UV Dukes, but not with this one. It blends so beautifully, it glides smoothly, like you are spreading butter over a toast. It spreads that smoothly, and it's going to give you a skin like finish. It did not hug my dry patches, and it does not settle into fine lines, which is great. Yes, but one thing I forgot to mention, that it may settle into the natural folds of your eyes, like this one, which is natural. So yeah, that is something you have to keep in your mind. Now let's talk about the things that I did not like about this sunscreen. The first thing is, this sunscreen does not apply well if your face is oily. So if you have put on a oily moisturizer and your skin surface is oily, greasy, this sunscreen is not going to apply well. So this is something you need to keep in your mind, that you are using a oil-free moisturizer underneath if you are going to use this sunscreen. Now the second point is not actually a drawback of this sunscreen, but yeah, this is something can be a little misguiding, and that is its high SPF, because SPF 150 may feel like it's going to give you a very high coverage, so you can stay under sun for a very long time, and you do not need reapplication, which are not true. To be honest, no matter how much high sun protection it's giving in terms of SPF, you always need reapplication. These are the things you need to keep in your mind. Don't let high SPF misguide you. So my overall rating for this sunscreen would be a good 9 out of 10. Okay, let's talk about the next sunscreen, that is from Aqualogica. Now, I talked about a sunscreen which I absolutely love. Now, I'm going to talk about a sunscreen that I absolutely disliked. Okay, so this is their glow infused tinted sunscreen. Now, I had so much expectations from this sunscreen when I bought. This is the first time I bought any sunscreen from Aqualogica, but I've always seen creators and influencers, they're raving about their sunscreen, so naturally I had high hopes, but all my hopes and expectations shattered in no time when for the very first time I applied this on my skin. It does not have any tint, to be very honest. It says it's tinted sunscreen, but I could not find any tint. It just felt like I'm applying some heavy thick oil on my skin, and it was so uncomfortable. It was so annoying that I had to get rid of within a few minutes of application, and I went ahead with a different sunscreen. So I was highly disappointed. Even in this video, I have not for a try on, I did not apply this on my skin because I'm very skeptical. I have super oily and sensitive skin, and this formulation, this heavy oil like formulation, has made me super skeptical. So I haven't applied on my skin, but I have applied on the back of my hand, you can see. And also it's infused with vitamin C and papaya extract. To be very honest, in a sunscreen, what I look for, only the sun benefits, not sun benefits, I mean the protection against sun. And when I'm buying a tinted sunscreen, I expect it to give me a little bit of coverage, a decent coverage, along with the sun protection against sun filters. But the formulation is so horrible, at least for my skin. For my experience, I couldn't apply it on my face. I mean, there's only one time I applied for the very first time, and after that I never applied. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Probably I will have to apply on my hand and my feet during winter, because during summer I cannot apply this even on my arm or on my feet. It's that oily. So yeah, my overall rating would be 4 out of 10. Okay, so let's talk about the next sunscreen. The next sunscreen is my another favorite. It's from Dot and Key. Obviously we are talking about tinted sunscreen, and if I do not mention Dot and Key, if I do not try Dot and Key, कैसे होगा? Because this sunscreen went almost viral. Everybody was using it, and I also got curious and I tried it, and I was not disappointed. It's worth the money, and it deserves all the praises, all the hype that it got when it was launched. Okay, so let's talk about the things that I liked about this sunscreen. First of all, it's a perfect fusion of a sunscreen and a skin tint. Yes, this sunscreen comes with SPF 50 PA 4+, and it's infused with niacinamide. It's a water based sunscreen, so dry skin people, they're going to love this sunscreen because it leaves such a beautiful stunning glow on face, and it's extremely hydrating and moisturizing. It's a chemical sunscreen, although it has titanium dioxide, but most of the filters are chemical filters. So yeah, I don't think I can call it a hybrid sunscreen. Now the next thing that I liked about this sunscreen, its ingredients. It has some great ingredients, fruit extract, some great emollients, hydrating agents, moisturizing agents, and it comes in 5 shades, which is commendable. I think this is something all brands do when they are launching a tinted sunscreen, because our country has such a broad spectrum of skin colors, so slapping us with just one shade or 2 shades is not justified. Now the coverage, texture and blendability. I loved the coverage, texture and the blendability. It's going to give you a good coverage. I mean, This is not something I was expecting, but it will almost feel like a good skin tint. The coverage is really good and it applies on skin so smoothly. It doesn't hug your dry patches. Obviously it's so moisturizing in nature. So this sunscreen is going to do 3 jobs at a time. It's going to give a good coverage, it's going to work like a skin tint, it's also going to work like a moisturizer. You do not need a moisturizer even if you have dry skin. I do not think you need a moisturizer separately, and if you have oily skin, you do not need, not even in winter. It's that moisturizing, and also this is going to give you, of course, the benefit of sunscreen. So I think this is going to save us from so much layering. So it's a perfect for lazy girls like me. Now the things that I did not like about this sunscreen, first of all, during summer, if you have oily skin and if it's summer and you are living in a humid weather like in Kolkata, because this sunscreen I have used both in Kolkata and Bangalore. In Kolkata during summer, it felt a little uncomfortable. My overall rating of this sunscreen would be, let me see. Okay, my overall rating is 8.5 out of 10. Okay, let's move on to the next sunscreen. So our next sunscreen is from Foxtale. It's a tinted sunscreen. Now I have mixed feeling about this sunscreen. I have reviewed this sunscreen in detail in one of my previous videos, and I have a both love and hate relationship with it. But I don't know why. I think Foxtale has discontinued this sunscreen, because I was wondering if I could repurchase, but I couldn't find this sunscreen available on Nykaa. So anyway, let's talk about the things first that I liked. So it has SPF 50, PA 4 pluses, 4 pluses, right? Yeah, PA 4 pluses. It has 20% zinc oxide in its formulation, so yeah, you can expect a high coverage against sun. Second thing that I like about this sunscreen is it's water resistant, which is very crucial. There's one more thing that I liked about this sunscreen, that is coverage. It gives a good coverage. It has covered my acne marks and blemishes. So yeah, the coverage is nice. But what I did not like about this sunscreen, it's the texture and the blendability. And what the product claims. So first of all, the texture, it comes in a mousse. It has a moussey powdery kind of texture. It seems nice, but when you try to apply on your skin, it doesn't blend nicely. Since it's a sunscreen, so I always we all should do that. We should always apply a decent amount, a generous amount of sunscreen. You should put a good layer of sunscreen. So when you try to put a generous amount of it, it doesn't layer nicely, it crumbles, and also it clings to the dry patches, and it has a tendency to settle into fine lines a lot. So yeah, over the period, you have to be really careful. You have to look out if it's settling into fine lines or not. Yeah, you can always set it with a powder, but that is something you need to keep in your mind. Even if you have dry skin, you should always set this sunscreen with a powder, otherwise it's going to settle into fine lines. And also the overall blendability was not smooth. If you have already applied a sunscreen, a non-tinted one, and you just want a little bit of tint on your face, and you're using this as a face tint, then it's going to work really nice. But if you want that coverage of sunscreen, then I think blendability will be an issue. So my overall rating would be 6.5 out of 10. Okay, so our next sunscreen is from Lakme, and I have reviewed this sunscreen as well in detail. Now I have again a love and hate relationship with this one. So let's talk about the things I liked first. It has SPF 50 with PA 4 pluses. No, sorry, PA 3 pluses. It's a hybrid sunscreen, meaning it has both physical and chemical filter. Now the second thing that I liked about this sunscreen, it's coverage. This sunscreen has really good coverage, and the blendability, you can see in the try on clip as well. It blended so smoothly and nicely, and it has given me such a great coverage. Obviously you have to keep in your mind that it's a sunscreen, so considering that, the coverage is really impressive. Now the things that I did not like about this sunscreen, first of all, it's comedogenic in nature. It has potassium chloride, which is pretty high in the ingredient list, and it's comedogenic, and also it has heavy fragrance, like heavy fragrance. If you have sensitive skin like me, it's going to trigger you a lot. Whenever I use a face product which has a high fragrance and comedogenic ingredients, it always triggers my skin a lot, and I end up breaking out badly. The third thing that I did not like about this sunscreen, that it can get uncomfortable during summer if you have oily skin, because the consistency is pretty thick. I mean, the consistency on face, like the way it feels on face, that's pretty thick. So yeah, it's going to make you feel uncomfortable during summer, but if you have dry skin, you are not going to feel any issue. That's what I feel. So yeah, my overall rating would be 6 out of 10. Now the next sunscreen, I don't know what to say about it. I absolutely despised this one. I found it while I was searching good tinted sunscreen on Amazon, and I came across this one, and it has such great reviews. People raved about it in the review section. I don't know, maybe they are true reviewers and they actually like this sunscreen, and I would like to believe that those are not paid reviews. And also this brand claims such great things. It seemed so promising, but in reality, oh my god, this is so horrible. I mean, first of all, the fragrance, it just it smells obnoxious, and it just smells like socks, socks that are not washed for a very long time. Yeah, it smells like that horrible thing. And so I think if I want to take revenge on someone, and I am going to make that person sniff this sunscreen, it's going to work. It's really going to work, trust me. Okay, so I'm not going to go into details, because this is such a waste of money. No matter how much no matter how great sun filters are, or what great ingredients they have put into it, I would never ever recommend this sunscreen. So if you have stumbled upon this sunscreen on Amazon, and if you are tempted to buy this one because of the great promises made by this brand and the great reviews by those I don't know, people or what, so don't get fooled. Don't buy this sunscreen. It smells horrible how it applies. It says it's tinted sunscreen. I mean, they are selling it saying it's a tinted sunscreen, but it's nothing but ghostly white cast. It will give you a ghostly white cast which will not go away. No matter how many hours you are waiting to subside it, it will not. And it's pretty expensive. Can you imagine? For 30 ml of this product, I have paid 900 rupees. I'm going to rate it a -10 out of 10. Okay, so last sunscreen is from Orgatre. I found this brand on Amazon while I was searching for good tinted sunscreen. Although this sunscreen has disappointed me like there's no tomorrow, Orgatre and the Venusia one did not. I have already talked about Venusia. Now it's time for Orgatre. So let's talk about the things I liked about this sunscreen. Now this sunscreen comes with SPF 50, and it comes with PA 3+. So it's a chemical sunscreen. You will not get any physical sun barrier, although it has titanium dioxide, but it's a 13th or 14th ingredient, so I'm not going to take into consideration. So it's a chemical sunscreen, and it has good sun filters. So this is the probably only skincare infused sunscreen that the skincare part actually worked for my skin. Yes, I know this may seem a little far-fetched, but yeah, trust me, I have experienced this. So the first time I started using this sunscreen when I came back from my Pondicherry trip, and my skin was heavily tanned, and I did not change any of my skincare routine. The only new ingredient or new thing that I added was this Orgatre sunscreen, and I actually saw improvement in the extent of tanning was noticeable. And so I think the skincare part of this sunscreen actually works. Now the coverage, to be honest, this sunscreen does not give a decent coverage, not as much as the Lakme one gave or the Dot and Key one will give you. And the coverage is okay. I personally like the coverage. I mean, it will just, you know, even out your skin. It is going to give a sheer coverage, which I don't mind on daily basis. So yeah, during summer I would like something, you know, light and something sheer, just, you know, works fine for me. But if you're looking for something, a tinted sunscreen that's going to give you skin tint like coverage, I don't think you will be impressed with this sunscreen. There are two more things that I liked about this sunscreen. The first one is makeup applies smoothly. How could I miss this? If you want little more coverage, you can always go for a skin tint or you know, concealer, so you will not face any problem applying makeup on it, but you will have to wait for 10 to 15 minutes before you go with a layer of makeup. And the last point is that the price is really reasonable. For I think 540 rupees you are going to get 100 grams of product, which is pretty reasonable and impressive. Now the things that I did not like about this sunscreen, I think there's only one thing that I did not like. No, there are two things that I did not like. The first thing is the labeling, the way. So basically when you open this product on Amazon, you will say that the brand has claimed it has PA4 pluses, but in reality it has PA3 pluses. So it you know, feels a little misleading and also seems a little unprofessional as well. It's not something major, but I just still thought to include that. And the second thing, it has essential oils. I know some people are allergic to essential oils, or they're sensitive to essential oils. To be honest, personally I also avoid no skincare or makeup products which contain essential oils. But for this sunscreen, it did not trigger me, it did not break me out. It's a really good sunscreen, so I'm going to rate a good 7.5 out of 10. Okay, so with this I have come to an end of this video. If you like this video, give this video a thumbs up, and please share your thoughts, what you liked about this video, what you did not like about this video, what you think that I should have included and I have missed. So your constructive criticism will really help me to grow more and learn more. So yeah, I will see you in my next video. Till then, please take care of yourself, and if you really like the vibe and my work, then please do consider subscribing to my channel. I'll see you soon. Till then, bye bye.